And the reason I want to involve students is, first of all, if they answer questions, that tells me whether or not they're paying attention and thinking. And there are universities in this United States where you can go through 4 years and probably never be asked a direct question by the professor. And I think students that are able to respond show me that they can think. And in essence, I think that's what we're all about. We want students to be able to think.
Westminster is a great place to go to school. I taught at Ohio University, I taught at Carnegie Mellon, and I decided this is where I wanted to be. A nice small college in a rural setting where the focus is always on education, where the professors and students have a tremendous amount of interaction, not only in the classroom, but outside the classroom. And what I think is valuable to our students is that in every course they take, they have a real professor, not a graduate student, which would be the case at a university.
Studies have shown that employers are looking for individuals with liberal arts backgrounds because we're not so limited in one particular area of learning, that we can apply what we've learned to over the business fields, education fields, and all the others as well.
Being a liberal arts school, I think Westminster really encourages you and guides you to take classes that you might not normally take. If you go to a bigger university, you might just take the ones that are easier, that might seem interesting. But here at Westminster, you take a variety of courses to fulfill your liberal arts degree.
History professor Dr. Gene Sharkey is the architect of our QUEST program, an interdisciplinary approach to the study of Western civilization. Dr. Dan Fishmar is a business professor whose research on investment risk earned a grant from Columbia University and may eventually provide all investors with a clearer indication of the risks inherent to portfolio management. Miss Peggy Cox, an art professor who spent last summer studying and painting in Iceland under the auspices of a Fulbright grant. Dr. Carolyn Cuff, a Westminster graduate who left a higher-paying faculty position in a graduate school of business to return to Westminster as an assistant professor of mathematics, and Dr. Clarence Harms, a biology professor who regularly leads a January term travel seminar in the Caribbean, one of our most popular J-term courses.
We take students to the islands for a month, and in that time we have a very intensive field biology. We live outdoors, we camp, we cook, we do our own grocery shopping, and something that comes out of that besides biology is just learning about life. Students come back and they say, I've learned a lot of biology, but I've learned more about myself than I ever had before in that same amount of time.
Obviously, a Westminster education is not confined to laboratories and classrooms. From chapel programs and student service projects to athletic events and the college's non-alcoholic pub, campus life is vibrant. It is not by accident that Westminster has been recognized by U.S. News and World Report as one of the leading regional liberal arts colleges.
I talked about the global interdependence, and it is there, I think, really where faculty development comes in, because it makes us also flexible. It makes us look at the world as a whole. It makes us not only look at Western PA, it makes us look at the Brazilian rainforest, the whole ecosystem, all of the political systems, the economic interconnection, and so on. And if we do this as a faculty, and if we give our student a kind of a flexibility in our approach to a quality education, if we continue to reinvigorate ourselves, I think through faculty development, we will invigorate our students. A few days ago, when I was called into the president's office, President Remick's office, that doesn't happen too often, all kinds of things were going through my mind. What is this about? What is going to happen? Actually, of course, it was a very happy occasion for me, And I'm happy, I'm proud, and I'm flattered that Dean Fairs and President Remick and the Board of Trustees have the confidence in me to name me a professor of the humanities and the recipient of an endowed chair in the humanities.
Well, personally, financial aid has meant a lot to me and my family. I'm from a family of 9 children, and all of us have gone or are going to college. And so that is a big thing when you don't have to just depend on money as far as your decision on where you're going to school. And I know that there are 3 out of the 9 kids have come to Westminster, and the financial aid here has been wonderful as far as the ability to be able to come to this school.
We got involved with Westminster College 4 years ago when I became a member of the Board of Trustees. And although Teresa and I, neither one of us, attended the school, it doesn't take very long to get caught up in the Westminster spirit.
We spent a lot of time on the campus and talked to Dr. Remick and students and the staff and feel that Westminster has an excellent liberal arts program.
About 2 years ago, the board got together on a weekend retreat, and it was at that time that we finalized our long-term plan. Key to the long-term plan was to put in place a funding mechanism, and that's really where the capital campaign first started to come to life. After Teresa and I came back from the long weekend with the retreat, we spent some time talking about the commitment that we wanted to make to the campaign. It was at that point in time that I told Teresa the number that I was thinking, which I thought was a significant commitment, and quite frankly, her response surprised me.
I asked him whether or not he thought the gift reflected commitment and sacrifice.
Well, I was really quite surprised, but challenged. And with that, I thought for the next couple days and came back to Teresa, and we spent some more time, and it was at that point that we decided on really a much more significant gift, one that really did involve true commitment on our part, and it did involve sacrifice. I was pleased that Teresa challenged me like that, and together Teresa and I would like to challenge you to think about sacrifice, to think about commitment, and to join together with us in making Westminster the kind of college that we all know it can be.
While rings us all within thy sacred portals, fresh wreaths, sweet wine, and lay them at thy feet. Long may she live, another fair Westminster,